We want to set our float bowl height, and I want to show you how this works right quick. Here's what's going on, y'all. The screw right here is a seal, and it's a pinch screw that stops everything from turning. So it's just a real simple brass screw. There is a washer that is like a Teflon sealing washer that's on that screw, and then there's a nut, and you see that nut has got slots in it. This nut right here is what actually adjusts the float bowl height, not the screw. All the screw is there for is to seal it, to lock it up, stops the nut from turning. This brass piece right here is connected to your float. And when you turn this nut and you're turning this brass piece, it is making that adjuster for the float bowl height to go up and down is what it's doing. And so it's a simple process where we're going to crank the car up. The set screw's got to be tight or it's going to leak, and that's under pressure right there. So when we crank this car up, when I crack this open, we're going to get fuel leakage, okay? And you know, that's why, like for example, I've got these rags right here. I'm going to keep this dry. I don't really feel like having a fireball going on right here. But the port on the side for height, and I suspect it's a little bit high. You see that fuel running out right there? Okay, so it may be a little bit high. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this side port out with it running. If fuel is running out the hole, I am going to go down on this nut. So if I want the fuel level to go down, I turn the nut down. If it's dry and fuel is not coming out of this hole, I want to go up with the fuel level until it just cracks the edge of that hole right there. That's what I'm shooting for. It ain't got to be perfect, but that's what I'm shooting for with the engine sitting level. If I want the fuel level to go up, I'm going to turn that nut counterclockwise and go up with the nut. So up with the nut is up with the fuel level. Down with the nut is down with the fuel level. It's real simple to remember. I want to make sure I don't open this any more than I have to. And make my adjustment and crank it right back closed where those Teflon seals right there can stop the fuel leakage. You're going to see that fuel leakage happen. And then, you know, if you start backing out your brass sight bolt right here, if you're backing that out and fuel's coming out around it, you know you're too high. There's no point in taking that off and having fuel get out on this engine. Just stopping your tracks. What you want to do is you want to take and you want to shoot for getting it down to the point that you don't see, you don't have fuel coming out around it. And then once you're there, you can take it out, and then you can just creep back up until you start seeing fuel creep out. All right?